Students, hello everyone. In the last online class, we have discussed accounting standard, meaning of accounting standard, needs of accounting standard, and plus starting three accounting standards: accounting standard 1, accounting standard 2, accounting standard 3. We have been discussed in the last online class. In this class, we discussed three accounting standards. From 1 to 4 we saw in the last session. In this session, from 5th to 7 we will see accounting standard 5, net profit or loss for the period, prior period items and changes in accounting policies. Accounting standard 6, depreciation accounting. Accounting standard 7, construction contracts. Each accounting standard we will analyze. Here, accounting standard 5, net profit or loss. What is net profit or loss? Profit and loss is a statement which prescribed in the financial statement that summarizes revenue, cost and expenses incurred during a specified period, usually in a financial year. What we do in the net profit and loss account, we summarize and we determine what is expenses, what is income, what is revenue, what is cost. If it is income, we record in credit side. If it is expenses, we record in debit side. Here we have prior period items. So what is prior period items? Prior period items can be defined as income or expenses which arise in the current period as a result of errors and omissions in the preparation of financial statement. It means, for example, we have committed an error in the current year. Instead of calculating depreciation on fixed asset, the percentage we took as 10% to calculate the value of depreciation on fixed asset. But in the next succeeding year, we have committed an error. Instead of calculating at 15%, we assume 10%. It means it's an error. Actually, we need to calculate at 15%, but we have calculated at 10%. So these things can be changed by implying accounting standard 5. But while disclosing the relevant amount of prior period items should be disclosed separately in the profit and loss statement. We should not adjust, we need to disclose separately by showing errors and omissions have caused in so and so year, by stating that you can show in the financial statement. Further, it should be done in such a way that their implications in the current period's profit and loss can be clearly understood. So whatever you are showing, the errors or the omissions, it should be clearly understood by the stakeholders when they were reading the financial statement. See, prior period items we saw, extraordinary items. See, examples for extraordinary items include expenses to deal with a fire, earthquake, or uninsured losses from a flood, the gain or loss from the early retirement of debt. See, all these things which cannot be predicted, those things will be called as extraordinary items. And the last, certain specific items with respect to profit and loss from ordinary activities. See, while disclosing for the financial statement, as per accounting standard, we need to disclose prior period items, extraordinary items, and with respect to P&L, we need to show ordinary activities as ordinary ordinary activities means business related activities, business related expenses. Next, we move on to accounting standard 6, depreciation accounting. Depreciation means decreasing the value of fixed asset due to usage, due to its durability, loss of quality, or due to consumption. It's called depreciation. Here we read the meaning. Depreciation is a measure of wearing out, consumption, or other loss of value of depreciable asset arising from use, passage of time, and market changes. See, as per accounting standard, we need to calculate depreciation under two methods. One is straight line method, second is written down value method. There were other method as well, annuity method, but as per accounting standard 6, it's prescribed only for the corporate sector to calculate its fixed asset only under two methods. Either of the two they can use one, but whatever the method they were using it, it should be, suppose in the last year they followed straight line method, in the current year also they have to follow straight line method, in the succeeding year also they have to follow straight line method only. Either of the two they can utilize one. Next, accounting standard. This accounting standard is not applied on the following items. See, here it is saying depreciation accounting will not be calculated under these items. On forest and plantations, depreciation accounting will not be applicable. On wasting assets also, depreciation accounting will not be applicable. See, depreciation has value, but waste doesn't have value. Waste is a zero. For research and development activities expenditure also, we can't consider depreciation accounting. For goodwill also, and for livestock also. Why for livestock? Why for forest and plantation depreciation accounting is not applicable? Is because there is a separate accounting policy, that is farm accounting, which, which can be called it as farm accounting. In there we will calculate forest expenses, forest income, livestock expenses, livestock income, etc. See, I'll give one best example for depreciation accounting in order to understand clearly. You will visit mobile showroom to purchase a mobile, and the price of that mobile will be 20,000. You have purchased on Samsung company mobile phone, the worth of rupees 20,000. After 2 years, you will plan to sell, but the mobile shopkeeper will ask you to give for 4,000 or 5,000. Remaining 50,000 is what you have purchased mobile phone for 20,000 and you are selling it for 5,000. Remaining 15,000 is what? It is depreciation. Why it is depreciation? Because you have used for 2 years. It come across scratches, and even more updated version mobile phones have come across the market. So all these things will be considered while calculating the depreciation. Next, accounting standard AS7 construction contracts. Meaning of construction contract. It's specifically negotiated for construction of an assets or combination of assets. Say for example, constructing bridge, construction of pipeline, etc. Contract for rendering services will also comes under construction contracts, and contract for destruction of assets will also comes under AS7. Under this accounting standard AS7, construction contract describes and lays out the accounting treatment in respect of the revenue and cost in relation to a construction contract. See, it says whatever the cost has been incurred, for example, to construct a building, it has to be shown in the financial statement clearly. Or whatever the revenue have been incurred, it means whatever the income have been gained by the contractor after construction of the building, after construction of the asset, it has to be shown. Next, it says disclosures required in financial statement. Let's see what are all the things should be shown in the financial statement. It is implied on the organization has to be shown. First one, contract revenue recognized during the accounting period. Second, the method used to determine the contract revenue recognized in the period. See, there were different types of construction contract. There were different types of contract. From the examination point of view, you no need to remember types of contract. Just you have to remember meaning of construction contract and the disclosures. If you remember these two things, it is more than enough. In exam also, they not going to ask you in detail explain accounting standard 7. Just they will ask list out the accounting standards. If it is for 6 marks, just you need to list out accounting standards by giving one or two lines explanation. If they ask for 14 marks, then you go with the detail. Okay, students, we have done accounting standard 5, accounting standard 6, and accounting standard 7. Thank you, students. I hope you have understood this video. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Once again, thank you all.